if you are running a company or you have your own apartment, you should be able to tell hosts that we do not guests that we do not condone any form of abuse. Be it verbal, be it, and that is what Roland and I we've done it a lot of times. Anytime a guest abuses any staff we know, we just check them out. And then, but no that is one thing. And then if you work with a company that always think that the guest is always right, you would always be abused, and then you have to face it. That is very terrible. And it's you when you go to certain hotels, you see that people are being abused, but then the manager comes in and they smile, oh, let me get it, and then forgets that this person is being abused.
Hello, lovely people. You're most welcome to another episode of the Check-In Podcast. My name is Jeff, and I'm checked in with Justice and Roland. We spoke about the bright side of the hospitality industry on our last episode, but today we are here to talk about the dark side of the hospitality industry. I hope you tune in with us and then listen to what we have here for you. But before we delve in, this episode is sponsored by Apartment Opal. Their contacts are displayed down there. Feel free to contact them when you need any Airbnb or any home away from home experience. Let's check in. Charlie, Justice, miss you.
Charlie, I'll be last time. I no come no. You people go carry Milton.
Oh, the flights have no hotel.
Hey, chairman. But Charlie, anyways, Milton, thank you for sitting in for me. I enjoyed the episode. I viewed the podcast for the first time as a viewer, and I really enjoyed it. Yeah, that's nice. Charlie, guys, they try.
Everything there.
Everything there.
But yeah, welcome back, Charlie.
Charlie, thanks, Charlie.
Okay. So, I mean, just like we discussed on the previous episode, we spoke about the good side of the hospitality industry. But today, I think we need to be real about the other side of it. People think it's just glamorous. I mean, it's nice and all, but there are dark side to it. So, Justice, just tell me, what do you think about?
Well, like you said, it's not all glamorous. We have, time and time again, we experience certain things that are not pleasant. And then, there are certain rumors also out there about the hospitality industry. One that comes to mind now even is the idea that the whole hospitality industry is fraud, that it is sponsored by fraudulent activities,
like people pumping money.
Exactly. Money laundering and all that. I think just this week I saw an interview with Bolare. I think it was Bolare and
I think it was Samjona.
Samjona. And then he also mentioned that people, a lot of the people who purchase these apartments do that through dubious means.
But do you think there's a subtle truth to it?
You see, the thing is, you cannot really tell someone's source of income. It is not up to us to determine that. There are agencies there, Yoko. So it is up to them to do that. But you see, because of that, a lot of investors also feel like they are discouraged because the impression that is given to them is that the hospitality industry doesn't really move like that. It is just an avenue for money laundering. That is what is out there.
I think I sort of understand them. I sort of get where they are coming from, because when it comes to real estate, when it comes to properties, they're talking about a lot of money. I think it's easier to launder money through real estate because of the huge sums. Because of the huge sums of money that is involved. So when people do their dubious stuff too, that is difficult to, unless you take a critical look. You can't tell me that you are selling books and making
Millions of
that
dollars.
millions of dollars from just selling books. It takes a lot more like effort. Even if you are, it takes a lot more effort. So you understand them when it comes to those things. But what people don't also know is that most of these properties are sold off plan.
Exactly.
Yes, exactly.
So most of these investors don't even use their own money most of the time to build these properties. They outsource, they get money from people that want to own these properties, these apartments, and then start building them. When they are done, they give you don't even really pay all of it. I think you pay
Yes.
some parts.
Yeah.
I mean, there's
There
a
are
plan.
developers, yeah.
So the developers were, in fact, it's not their developers. Almost every developer
because
is
a
that
lot of
flexible.
money.
Because you can't just pump in all your investment into, I mean, your income into, what do you call it?
The real
the
estate.
real estate like that. Then what money is going to work for you? Because most of
Yeah.
them are business guys. So of course,
So
there
I
are
think
structures in
that
place.
it's that idea is kind of flawed if you're not well educated in that aspect.
But don't you think there's, I don't want to say there's a bit of truth to it. Maybe the argument is from the fact that they see young people acquiring properties, they feel they've not really worked for the money. They're like, I mean, in quotes,
The
people
thing is that
fraud boys.
they want us to
Exactly.
go before we make money.
No, but that's
If a young guy makes money to
no, you see, from them they've built houses,
thought,
they've bought
yeah.
houses, they've
Mhm.
had experience, they know what it takes to.
yeah.
So they don't expect someone that just finished university to be
They
building
already,
a house.
yes, exactly.
From what business or from what this thing salary.
Mhm.
It doesn't make sense. So they feel like most of this generation will go into quick money. Like
Which is true.
when I also, in a way, I sort of understand them. We don't want to wait till we are 40, 50 before we start making bread, what we
Yeah.
call bread.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it looks like you'll be making the money just for your children. You're not enjoying it yourself. So,
But so do you think it needs to be policed, like in the sense that we need to watch the caliber of person coming to purchase the
oh, definitely.
see-
I think you do definitely do investigations into your.
But
Your
if I'm
source
a,
of income.
but if I'm a
I don't
developer
think that's
and then
done.
I'm
Do you think it's
just
done?
here to sell my property, I don't care who comes to purchase it. It is
What on?
you see, so it
Exactly.
is up to the agencies to do their job. And I think now, I think Yoko mentioned that they are going to do lifestyle audits on, certain people.
So
yeah,
it's not bent on the developer.
no,
to
no, 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 no,
scrutinize
not at
who is
all.
coming.
I
Exactly.
think so.
No, no,
Yeah.
it does not. It's not on him to.
Need the answer or
Yes.
Genie Sika.
Of course.
Yeah. And then another side, I think we're still talking about
Yes,
the
dark side
dark,
of it is.
the dark side. We've talked about the perception. Let's go into it. Staffing.
Okay.
Staffing in the industry. You go around, you discuss with other people from other agencies, and you realize that a lot of agents or companies, what's the word?
Overexploit.
They exploit their staff.
Okay, in what sense?
So this is an industry which runs 24/7.
Yeah.
So mostly staff are required to work 6 days a week. You are expected to work on holidays.
Okay.
And when you go into when you discuss with some agents, you realize that they work 6 days a week, all right. They have 1 day off, they work on holidays, but they are not properly compensated for the days they are working. Or even when they have to wait till a guest checks in at midnight to no overtime.
If they do overtime and things.
You understand? Some work 14 hours a day, 6 days a week, with no proper compensation.
But is it same everywhere? Because I think for me, I feel it depends on the company. Mostly,
it depends on the company. You don't be every company.
Exactly. But you
because
see,
I think if I'm right, I think for Clifton, I heard maybe even if you work 6 days straight, you probably have like 3 days off,
okay,
and then you come back, which makes sense. But for other companies,
when you have discussions with other companies, you realize that
because I know of this property that they run that shift. They can come in 7 days in, 7 days out. So there's that rotation. So meaning that is like the staff are not stressed.
So I was going to that. So,
Exactly.
Because the people exploiting the staff, they don't know that they are causing harm to their own company. Because this is where you experience staff burnout.
Yeah.
And when staff are stressed, Charlie, things will fall through the cracks. Like they are supposed to smile with guests, they won't. They are supposed to pay particular attention to certain things. They will not be able to do that.
Yeah.
So you do it at your own detriment.
Yeah.
You understand?
Because Qua Realty, what I know about them, especially with their reception, the receptionists, they run that rotation, so you realize there's no fatigue on them here.
Yeah.
They come, even their the way they present, I mean, they accept clients. You realize that they are doing it out of, like, let me say.
Yeah, but we are also speaking from experience.
That's what I was coming
to say. We are talking as if we have experienced it ourselves.
Like,
no, because
we've been exploited.
Exactly, which is I'm asking. Is it based on, because if you look at most of the people who are being exploited, it has to do with companies that are now they are into the management, and then companies who are now rising. Like I say,
but
they don't really have
under it.
Yeah, whether they are rising or not, you see,
the company, the experience that I have, I don't think it was I'll put that company under the category of a rising company.
They just want to.
No, I understand you. I mean, we're all we're on the what do you call that position, so I understand.
Yes, well, I feel like sometimes the owners of the company do not put themselves in the shoes of people, and at the end of the day, you need to make. Some people have to sacrifice.
Exactly.
Yes.
Take the fallout for things to work.
So let me ask this. So in terms of exploitation, let's say the scenario Justice gave. You are being made to work over time. What if there's an incentive, let's say the monetary incentive? Do you think that will compensate for?
It won't compensate for the fatigue.
But you are being paid for it.
But at least you know you are being paid for it. So and if there's an option to take it or not, that would be better.
So if you are being compensated, you are not being exploited.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is a case where people are being exploited. They are being forced to
overwork, and then they are not even paid.
And then they are not paid extra.
Yeah, Juma, bro,
Charlie.
Some of us work 7:30 to 12 midnight.
Charlie, this matter.
Yeah.
We also go talk about not be today.
No. Sometimes you first speak the truth so that people will see how it is on the outside. You know, when you're at work, you post pictures of you at work. Sometimes you order food, pizza. People will be like, "Oh, your job inside the be." But that is all their coping mechanisms.
Yeah.
Do you get it? But people don't see the actual workload involved, like the things that you are doing. That if I get home at 1 a.m., I'll let you know that I get home at 1 a.m.
Exactly.
I think it's only a few people that will clock it. Like the person will probably see you post a snap or something. The person will probably see that you are at work at 11. The next day, 11 p.m. I mean, the next day you are at work at 8. The person like, no, be you yesterday around 11 or you did job you at work.
You realize we figure any relationship distance.
I always say that. Yeah, I think one of the dark sides. I always say that if
you can't marry.
if you are not settled,
yes, exactly.
Before getting into that industry, is difficult to have an understanding partner because the hours are not even like, let me say, what's the word? It's not
flexible enough.
Not flexible enough to have.
It's
a couple times.
I want to find. I don't know if it's uniform or something. So you can't even plan around.
You
can't even plan around. At any point in time, you can be called in. You have to go, and that's for me. I think when I started working in the real estate company, first I always have my plan. When I got there, my plan was to move away from it, like after 5 years.
Yes.
After 5 years, I start my own thing. And I feel like starting my own thing, the flexibility is there for me compared to when you are working under someone else.
Yeah.
When you are working under someone else, because they are going to pay you at the end of the day, clock in 7:30. Like, as you are saying, the fatigue and all those things coming. But if you pick that experience and you run a company, I think that one of the things you have to do is consider those things, those experiences, and then let it run down with the people that you work with. Like you have to understand some of the things that they do, the fatigue stuff. You can't pass on that same Charlie ends will be able to be full.
Exactly, it's true.
Because I know some of the bad habits I picked up because I was tired at work and then my bosses were not listening to me.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
so I mean, it's the explanation. It even transcends too, because if you are fatigued, you're tired, how you even react towards
your clients.
Your clients.
Now, my bread will better tell me.
You see. But then we also discussed experience. But the thing is that you cannot even give an experience or I guess a better experience if you yourself, Charlie, you are tired, you are exhausted.
So this is the host's side of it, or let me say the management side of it. What about the guest side of it?
The guest side, you see, the thing is that what I'm going to talk about is the host and then the guest. You get to experience abuse.
Okay.
You get to experience abuse a lot, especially if things don't go the way that the guest expects it to go. There are guests that are just not understanding. So regardless of how you're trying to salvage a situation, they would still abuse you. The good thing is that if you are running a company or you have your own apartment you are running, you should be able to tell hosts that we do not guests that we do not condone any form of abuse, be it verbal, be it, and that is what Roland and I we've done it a lot of times. Anytime a guest abuses any staff we know, we just check them out. And then but that is one thing. And then if you work with a company that always think that the guest is always right, you would always be abused and then you have to face it. That is very terrible. And it's you when you go to certain hotels, you see that people are being abused, but then the manager comes in and they smile, let me and then forgets that this person is being abusive. You understand? So they just think about their money and then that's it.
Is it you have something to say?
No, so on that same thing, at the end of the day, when you have to let someone out, the person goes to write a whole review about their bad experience and stuff. I think that for that also kind of like change the image of your property or your company. My problem, I don't really have a problem with that because it's a person's experience. My problem with the whole situation is the fact that you can't reply publicly to the person for people to also know the situation that was. Apart from Airbnb, I think Airbnb you can see the reply, but for Booking.com
you don't get to see the
only the person that stays gets to see the reply. You don't.
It's not public.
That's
true.
So and then I don't know if you are going to talk about the same thing because I'm moving on to another thing.
Go on.
One thing that I've experienced, which was a shock to me when I joined the industry, is that you get a front row seat to all the vices in the world. Front row seat, you get to see people abusing drugs, sex, this whole hookup thing. It is very common in the industry, but because you are bound by ethics and then confidentiality, you're not able to do that. But for drugs, as for Roland and I, once again, if you smoke in our room, we'll check you out, and then we'll not. But then you get to see how the youth are abusing drugs. Let me use this scenario, not experience. So I checked the guest in last year, and this guest, I had a conversation with him. He was a level 100 student in one of the universities in Kumasi. And he said, oh, he just came to relax. This guy booked a 3-bedroom suite. He would go out, come in. He didn't bring anyone with him. So I was like, oh, this guy is a very cool guy. Until the guests checked out. And when we went there, cough syrup, like 15 bottles.
Really?
This gas, laughing gas, like 20 cylinders. That is all what he was doing. And balloons, that's all what he was. And I'm thinking, this is a level 100 students, and he's abusing cough syrup.
He can't do it
at level 100. Then imagine
level 100.
By level 400.
So you see, they take it as a safe haven as long as they can afford it.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Because you are not coming to parent them over there. They've paid you money for a room, so they can't do it in their parents' house and their school. Some of them can't do it in their schools because they share rooms with people and they have a certain perception about them. So the best bet here, you go come your apartment, you book, you pay you don't know what they can do.
Yeah.
Or your own be say, don't damage my room.
And don't smoke in my room.
Yeah, I really
don't do drugs.
People don't really care about your health per se.
That's true.
Just don't do anything that will go against my house rules. And
and even with the hookup thing, I also have an experience where I didn't know it was even common. And even now, there are properties that are noted for having hookup girls there.
Oh yes, yeah. I think I've heard that before. Yeah, even some people who even supply them with
Charlie,
they supply them with. I mean, when their guests come in, they feel like, okay, because they want to let the guests have a good experience, whatever the guest demands.
You see these girls, they are really young girls. I had an experience. Sometimes it's funny too. Some of the experiences are funny. One day, one of our former staff was covering a night shift, and I was in town and I had food, so I was just going to give him food, and I called him. I told him I was at the reception. Charlie, 30 minutes, this guy still no come. Later he come, you got that story. Later he come, some guests bring some girls, be hookup girls, morning tea. Say, oh, them do everything, then they won't do plus them with them. Say, oh, make them come evening time, make them come out. So they didn't pay for it.
Yeah.
So the reason why the guy was not coming was because the girls were fighting with him. Not knowing the people were in transit to them fly go Takadi that same day, no. So then they fight my guy, say make he pay.
Yeah.
You understand? This is it be funny, but Charlie, it be sad at the same time. Cause Charlie, people just they do things and we just get to experience it and can't do much about it.
Very true. So Roland, so we've spoken about the guest part as well. Now, for somebody who is investing into this business, we spoke about how you really don't need capital to invest, but definitely there's a challenge part of it. Have you had any
capital to invest there? You need capital to invest. That's if you are trying to own the property.
Yes.
Running the Airbnb business, that you might not need capital to start. But buying a property, or let me say the people that build, the people that buy the units in them, you need money to start it. Yeah. The problem is that most of these people, before they go into it, they don't get the necessary advice you need for it, because a lot of them think that is a get rich quick scheme.
Yeah, exactly.
You buy it and within a year you get your money back. I don't know if you guys remember in the first episode, or I mentioned that it can take you about 10 years to get your returns. And a lot of people don't know this. They think that once you have the apartment, real estate in there, they go on for Ghana. But a lot of things are involved. After buying it, the facility is not going to market it for you.
Exactly.
You have to do your own marketing. You have to pay people to do marketing for you. You have to. There's a lot. So you are still going to put in money. They wouldn't furnish it to the standard that you want. They'll just put in a bed, TV. You have to bring your own TV.
So for somebody who has done all those setup, this investor is pumped money, and like he's not getting capital.
15 years.
I think that's too long, because
Also depends on the dollar.
I know that some people who did everything they're supposed to do. They pumped the money. They decorated their apartment to the best to suit their clients. Everything they wanted to, everything they're supposed to, they did it, but their returns weren't coming. You understand?
Yeah.
So people get the impression that yes, once you're in the real estate industry, like you said, it's supposed to be a quick money thing. Like once you invest, the money is supposed to be rolling over and over. But that's not the case.
It's a competitive industry. So the fact that you've invested in the property does not mean that you're going to get your money guaranteed. You're going to sleep and get your money. You still need to work at it. That's why you need people like us to also manage it for you, and then Charlie will get your money for you. So yeah, I mean, we
are good at our job.
Yeah, it's not a we've already mentioned. It's not a get rich quick scheme. But yeah, if you are not properly informed, you will invest and then regret. But at the end of the day, the property is still yours. So yeah, I mean, it's still a win for you though.
Yeah, that's true. I think it's been engaging. We spoke about the bright side on the previous episode, and we've made our clients know the dark side of it, and I think it's really necessary we made
our viewers.
They
are so used to
clients. I mean,
what this guys are,
clients, man. Yeah, Charlie, I really enjoyed this episode. I really wish we could talk more. But you know, our production manager says we should close. So
okay, this is where we draw the curtains on today's episode of the Check-in Podcast. Once again, this episode was sponsored by Apartment to Power. You can check their numbers below and contact them whenever you need an apartment. Also, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. We are checking out.